podcast is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and D20Radio.com. They came from the game table, dice bags in hand.
We have one brain that we share between us.
To talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you like it.
The original, then basic, then one they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D 2nd edition podcast ever.
Thank you very much. Thanks for putting that thought in my head.
You're welcome.
Jeez Louise. Hi, folks.
Oh,
THACO's
no.
Hammer. Oh, yeah. THACO's Hammer number 85. This is the one where we're going to worry about our family rating.
I think we've
Because it's all about
hell.
because it's all about tentacles. Things like that. And I'm going to leave that alone. Hi, I'm DM Glenn, and this is DM Corey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back, and we're here with some tentacles.
DM Brian.
Hey, folks, what's doing out there?
And DM Full-on Tentacle Gamer.
Greetings, Gamer Nation. I bring you the dominion of the Squid God.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure we're
Isn't
gonna
that
hear
another game system?
If not, we should make it.
Yes, we
I
should.
think it's been made, isn't it?
We didn't get the.
It was a
movie.
novel.
Oh yeah, and a game system too, wasn't it?
I guess so. Something like that. I know I'm going to hear I Cthulhu sometime during this show. Anyway, let's go to Hits and Grits.
Well,
One thought he was invincible, the other thought he could fly.
so?
They were both wrong.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We're sending somebody in to negotiate. Anybody else want to negotiate?
Hits and crits.
And after that deadly silence, it's Hits and Grits. Hey guys, what's been up? How about it? Full on, what you been doing? Army stuff?
Army stuff that is a practical application of testing game theory. Here's your DM hat. Put it on and try out this math. What is the probable constitution or strength scores of individuals who can take a 60-pound load, execute a forced march for 4.2 miles in 1 hour and 3 minutes, and still be able to function no running? Go.
I'd say
Wow.
at least 16. At least
Answers can be contributed from the Gamer Nation. They can send them into the podcast via voicemail at number.
The number is 1-405-806-0555.
Posted to the forums at d20radio.com and on osrgaming.com in our forums.
And speaking of 60-pound load, what's up, Corey? What's going on?
Wow. My girlfriend telling you stories about me again. Anyway, nothing much.
Not those. Yeah, but in the negatives. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, negative. Nothing. I've been drawing, been busting my butt trying to get this Kickstarter at least up to where I need it to be so we can publicize the Kickstarter. I've been working on the campaign, and we just played D&D last night.
TPK, I hear.
Almost TPK. They weren't ready to go up against Get Yankees. And one of them happened to grab a hold of one of their silvered swords, which that was fun. And then on top of it, they didn't stop. They just kept going without resting. So then they walked into an ossuary where a whole bunch of bones were, and had to fight two specters. And we had some level drops, which is a question that was brought up to my attention, that when we get to the question in the emails, I got a question from one of my players.
Damn, get Yankees.
Yep.
Yeah, screwed that one up. Well, okay. Well, keep us posted, will you?
You got it.
Okay, Brian, what's up? What's up? What you doing?
Oh, let's see. Well, I finally got session 9 done.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I posted. As a matter of fact, I'm sending a little PM to Vince right now because it's not showing on iTunes. One of our dedicated listeners told me that it wasn't posting, so I'm gonna get a hold of Vince, see if he can fix it. Let's see.
And so it's secret, so it's Vince's PMS.
Oh man.
Where's my drummer?
I could make a might all joke, but I won't. But anyway, aside from that, just we've got another episode of 2E Trivia. We've got Session 10. We got Splatbook 84. All that's in the pipe, and we'll be.
Oh, that's that 2E Trivia. That's the one where Allie crashed and burned, isn't it?
No, she beat us.
That's right.
Oh man, yeah. But anyway,
and it was AD&D Second Edition Trivia Light, 40% less barred questions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we didn't run into one, did we? I don't think we did.
I could have recycled a couple if you wanted.
Oh, I'm sure. You do realize, of course, we're going to have to. Did we ever make an intro to that?
No.
All right, I'll do it. All right, that's another thing for me to do. Let me mark that down. But aside from that, just been working and just paying bills, the usual stuff. Hopefully, if not this next week, maybe the week after, we could all get together for session 11.
No.
Why not?
I'm just kidding, of course.
Oh, okay.
That'll be the day after my birthday.
Oh,
nice.
Awesome. Yeah, your birthday is coming up soon.
Yeah.
I noticed that on Facebook.
Good old Facebook.
Yep, old Facebook. So yeah, we've got plenty of other stuff, and if we can finally just, get everything together, we can actually just do our spin-off DM brainstorm we've been threatening the crowd with.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in the pipeline, folks. We're working on it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
It's realized it's been impossible for everybody around here. So.
Who you telling?
Them out there.
Yeah, exactly. Trust us, folks. It's been a little rough for all four of us at certain points.
Oh yeah. Well, what you been doing, Glenn? Well, let's see.
I was about to ask, Glenn.
Oh, okay. Well,
Let me draw a breath, please.
I pulled that on Vince one time, and it totally threw him on Save or Die. It's like I asked a question and answered it. You ask your own question and answer it. Well, you say you're not doing it.
Oh, that's got to be an interesting.
Oh, let's see. We opened the show last week, doing You Can't Take It With You, having a lot of fun, and we moved. So I have a nice shiny new office. I've just about got set up. A few more things to put in place, but I can paint miniatures again. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. I got a table for miniatures dedicated, and anything else I want to work on there. Let's see. What did I pick up? Did I pick up anything? We had our Labyrinth Lord games. My cleric totally screwed the pooch on getting rid of a demon, and for his trouble.
It's not easy, you know that, right?
Yeah. Well, it was one of those things where you do it exactly right, it'll work, and I hesitated.
Oh.
I hesitated for certain reasons. And now we find out it's a dream, or was it? But I had a clue it was a vision. I thought it was a vision. I said I had a clue it was a vision when my right hand turned black.
Wow.
And so we're now going. The Temple of Toki has sent us to this wizard's academy, who sent us off to get some stuff to fix my hand. And they basically did chemo on my hand to keep the tendrils of black from creeping up my arm. Okay, that'll hold it for a while. Go get this stuff. So that's what
tendrils.
That's what we've been doing. I got a copy of Mutant Future and a copy of Crypt World, both from the Goblin Games.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I want to give a shout out to. Why do I want to always call him Pete? His name is Zach Galazar of Lesser Gnome Games, who puts out the Whisper and Venom box. They have now turned it into you can get it as the box set, or you can get it as a hardbound book, which has information on the area and a basic first edition type module called Whisper and Venom. I mean, it looks just like something the TSR would turn out.
Right.
So I want to give a shout out to them because he sent me a nice little package of that too. Also Forge of Ice. Hey, Alex, we're still working on it. Corey loves your rug, and he's working on not slee stacks.
Yes.
Slee stacks that aren't slee stacks. Yes.
They keep staring at me every day I come home from work, and they're just staring at me going, "You gonna finish us, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I will. I got to draw though."
Yep. I'm dying to see what that rug looks like. You say it looks really nice.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna get some pictures up when I can.
Well, that's good. And we got a game this Saturday, and I think that's about it. Oh, one more thing. I said on Save or Die that I was not going to run a game in North Texas RPG Con. I had a testicle expansion between now and then.
Oh, what?
He grew.
Yes.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I am going to run it in North Texas, much to my chagrin. And Dwarven Eels already said, "You're my first choice." Oh, yeah, no pressure, thanks.
Oh, Glenn.
I haven't even written the damn thing yet.
You're a good enough DM. You can pull it off. You just got to see it through. That's all.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, there go the kobolds again. Damn it. Anyway, that's me. Do we have any emails, Brian?
Oh, we've got emails. As a matter of fact, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback lately.
By the way, do we have a bumper for this?
We should. Oh,
okay.
Oh, that's no. Well, it's all.
I'm sorry. I get confused with Save or Die because Jim Wampler's doing all the stuff on there, and all of a sudden, last show I listened to, we got a bumper. Wow.
No, we gotta remember we're lazy.
That's true.
We told somebody that last in Splatbook 83, how lazy we were.
That is true, lazy, and I have a broken hard drive. So go ahead.
And then there's that. Okay. You want to go first, Corey?
I'll read
one last thing, folks. This is going to be a little late. We're doing this on the 14th, but by the time you hear this, registration for North Texas RPG Con games should be open. If you're registered for the con, you can register for the games. I'll be there at midnight fighting everybody off. So, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to read a quick one real fast, and then, Brian, you can grab one, and then I'll do Mr. DM Gooks that we keep promising to read.
Okay, deal.
All right, this one comes to us from Raul de la Garza III, disciple of Dumbbox.
Also known as Angelic Doctor.
Oh, is that who that is? Angelic Doctor?
That's who that is.
Oh, I did not know his real name. There you go. All right, he says, just a quick note to let you folks know that I've really been enjoying these episodes of late, especially the latest. That is episode 83 concerning the Underdark, the Drow and Menzo Baronzon. Muchas gracias, DM Raul.
Bueno. Taco bueno.
Yeah, did not.
Thanks, Raul.
It is nothing. But, yeah, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback lately.
Yeah. I had 5 or 6 people hit me up on Facebook just messaging me, like, with the messenger on Facebook saying, dude, you guys are rocking, and they're liking the new segment that we're doing, the DM Brainstorm. They're telling us that, Brian ideas and Full-On's ideas and Glenn's ideas and my ideas are just great. They're stealing portions of it. One of the guys even said he's going to take the entire city that we said, and he's going to make the entire city as part of his world. So
it's there to steal.
Yep.
Exactly. That's why we put it out on the internet.
Now, was that the Elven city we did, or what?
No, that was the Drow city underwater that we did where they were
that's right.
Against
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I still want to do something with that city in the ditch in the
the first one we did?
Yeah, the first one. I thought the first one rocked.
You know what? If we could actually just get together for like 2 or 3 hours with and we're not doing a podcast or a game or anything like that.
We'll get drunk.
Actually,
no,
that's you and Corey.
Yeah, on my way.
Listen, I think we should take kobolds and put them in a cannon. And then,
you're not very easy to DM when you're drunk, Glenn. Let me just tell you that.
I'm not very easy. Period. I'm expensive.
No, but
I could say something about your wife, but I won't. Anyway, moving right along. This email is from David Bledsoe.
Hey, Dave.
He says, "Greetings, hammer wielders. It is I, Dave the Moderate, from the OSR forums and various other locations such as D20 Radio, Dragon's Foot, purpleworm.org. No, wait, that's your roll call. Yeah, it is. You're already biting our stuff. Okay, I see how you are, Dave. Okay, he says, let me take a moment to wax rhapsodic. Wow, I've never heard anybody actually say rhapsodic before. Using it.
You just said it.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I almost tripped over it. He said, like a bard caught stripping the Lord Mayor's daughter. You are my favorite podcast of all the Wild Games lineup, and damned if the one about my least favorite edition, except of course for all the editions that came after 2E, not bashing, just rating. I am a 1E and basic guy, so shout out to RFI and Save or Die.
Yay, thank you.
I played 2E, and everyone played 2E. After all, it was the D&D after 1989, but I swore when I came back to gaming after the long hiatus that I wouldn't buy or play 2E, not because I hated it, but rather there was so much to buy. Yeah, there is that problem.
Yep.
So naturally, I start listening to you guys, and yes, my shelves are gradually filling up with and I am thinking, well, why wouldn't I play it? Why wouldn't I play if that is what people want to play? What hooked me back in was the hosts. Starting with Brian, who is the DM, who just runs a damn good game. You know you're going to get a fair shake and a good time.
Who, Brian?
Yeah, me. How about that?
Yeah, fair shake. Right.
Are you sure he's listening to our podcast?
It's wonderful to be recognized for what I'm doing. Glenn is the consummate portrayer of NPCs. Corey is the killer DM who you hate but love to think around and full-on gamer well. He is all of you put together with a twist of his own peculiar madness. Yeah, you ain't lying. Not only would I follow full on into the dungeon, I would also charge on the battlefield behind him because that crazy bastard will bring you back alive as a veteran to an active duty guy. I mean that.
Nice.
Thank you.
Anyway, Splatbook 83, where you're riffing on the wet drow. That's an interesting way to put it. I can't.
Does that mean we get to call him the WoW?
Yeah, for sure. I can't believe you missed an epic reference from the finest John Carpenter horror film of the day, The Fog. Yeah, that when I read this email originally, he mentioned that. I'm like, yeah, we did miss that. Going back to the first brainstorm in the mist, imagine fleets of undead pirates arriving with the rolling fog on the coastlines. Are we going Samuel Taylor Coleridge now?
Yeah, that's what I said.
The ringing of bells, the creaking of ropes, and the slow shuffling of steps, and steady drip of water from their bloated corpses, rotting hands, grasping rusted weapons.
And the albatross around the captain.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you listen to an Iron Maiden song lately or something?
Yeah.
Let's see. The death thump of hands on wooden doors while the living are huddled inside. Party rushing ahead of the roiling mists, holding lamps against the creeping cold, only needing to find the one thing that's to send them back to a watery grave. Except, yeah, exactly. Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. I see what you did there. Except
and the DM, Jack.
Yeah. Oh God, I wouldn't want to play. Oh God, no. I wouldn't be able to keep up.
Thump, thump, thump. Dead pirate horde. Are you an insurance salesman?
Oh.
You're going to send me insurance, aren't you?
Oh, God.
No, we're just here to kill you all and take the gold.
Okay, except it isn't there. It lies in the sunken city of the Drow. That is all good DMs. I shall go back to playing to the Thaco's Hammer drinking game. Drink every time Corey mentions alcohol. Glenn makes a slightly blue comment. Full on says yes with an evil chuckle, or Brian says folks. And slam your face anytime anyone mentions psionics or host slurs. It's a game you play to lose. Dave Bledsoe, a.k.a. Dave the Moderate.
He forgot one.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody says absolutely.
They'd be drunk in the first 20 minutes. They die of alcohol poisoning. Jeez. Thank you, Dave. Excuse me. Let's see. Shall we break this up with a voicemail?
All right, play it.
Certainly.
Okay, let me get it all set up.
Yeah.
There's one drink.
Yeah. Throw back that shot, Dave. just have 911 on speed dial.
This is better than Hi Bob.
Yeah, no kidding, isn't it? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get it set up right now.
Greetings, hammer wielders of DM Kojo. Just calling in with my post-Gary Con report. Got a chance to play a lot of games. No 2E, sadly, but I did play in a 1E game with Frank Menser. And in that game, I was sitting a couple seats away from our good friend DM Angelo. So it was good to meet him in person and do a little gaming with him. So, anyways, I was sad that none of the THACO's Hammer DMs were able to make it this year, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to game up a little bit there at GaryCon. All right, keep up great work. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Kojo.
Full on. Did you
Welcome
catch
back, welcome back, Kojo. Good to hear from you again.
Full on. Did you catch all of that?
Mostly not.
Okay.
It feels very quiet.
I've been having a little issue with my microphone lately. I don't know what's going on. You know, everything on
turntables.
What's that?
How about your 2 turntables?
Where it's at.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, thank you, Kojo. Considering I'm the one who's physically closest to GaryCon, I know where it is. I used to drive by it when I worked for another company, and I'm driving on my way up to northern Minnesota. But yeah, I would love to do that. I was always wondering about, driving into Kenosha and Lake Geneva and that whole area just to kind of see, the TSR area, if you will. As a matter of fact, all the old creators from TSR, they actually went through the old TSR building and they posted pictures on Facebook, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Menster. I've heard he runs one hell of a game. I would love to play in it. Oh, you played in one of his games, full on?
At Gen Con.
Oh.
They do it for charity auction with the RPGA on occasion.
That's right.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I did not.
One of these days at North Texas, I'll have to play in one of Frank's games. I didn't take one of his this year because too many people want me to play in their games. I don't know why.
Sucks being popular, doesn't it, Glenn?
Well, hey, Sunday, Saturday morning, somebody's going to run a Mutant Future game in the world of Thundar the Barbarian.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
That would be badass.
Lords of Light.
Demon dogs. Yes.
Demon dogs?
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to go to GaryCon. It's just, getting the money and, getting, all of the oh God, what is the word? Oh, the logistics together to make it happen. That's the thing. I would love to do it. So, but yeah, Kojo, by all means, and yeah, keep your voicemails coming because you're one of our main contributors. Like I said, you're the sixth Beatle after Bad Mike. So, anyway, moving right along. Got one more email from DM Gux.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm
Put all your ducks in a row and go.
Here we go. DM Guck says, greetings, Hammer Gods. I finally had a chance to get caught up with the podcast. Wanted to make a couple of comments and end with a question. In a previous episode, you mentioned some ways to deal with players who wish to learn dragon magic. Here's the way I tend to lean. Dragon magic was developed by dragons for dragons. They have no concern for making it physically convenient to cast by non-Draco forms, so I've always played it that the somatic components would require a dragon's form. The flexing of their left wing, one hand needs to extend one claw while retracting the other 4, a quick finishing symbol drawn in the air with their tail tip. A mage would have to... Go ahead.
An enterprising gnome could probably make a mechanical dragon just for that purpose. Just a thought.
A mage may have to polymorph first into a dragon form to have his necessary equipment to cast a spell. In addition, many of the spells should be meaningless to those who are not dragons. Spells to increase the effect of their breath weapons, spells that magically fuse their horde into one mass so it cannot be lifted from their lair, etc. Not bad ideas. I like those ideas. That's not bad. Second thought I wanted to relate to the story DM Corey mentioned about how a player ruined a campaign by hitting the big bad with a Mace of Disruption at the beginning of the fight. I was in a similar event as the player where the DM pulled our party into Ravenloft. Yes. 10 minutes into gaming, we had a random encounter rolling on the chart, and our little party of no buddies was visited by Strahd himself. One of our party members was a paladin who started the chance meeting with, I believe I have a fitting tribute for you. and started rummaging through his backpack. Pulling out a Mace of Disruption, the DM forgot he had found 6 adventures ago and had not pulled from his backpack since. The Paladin won his initiative roll, and 2 crits back-to-back, blasting Shroud out of existence. The DM had to take time out, 1, to get his emotions under control, and 2, to try to decide if Ravenloft's dark powers would try to offer up Stroud's realm to the Paladin in an attempt to sway him to a darker path through greed. Either way, 3 weeks of game prep were flushed away for the DM. Wow. Yeah, I'd be pretty mad too.
I wouldn't. I mean, that kind of opportunity to possibly screw the character over by getting locked into Ravenloft is worth the 3 weeks.
True. Finally, I have a question on how you deal with an issue that I have come up many times. When a party member has exceptional strength, 18 plus 50% or more, and they come to a pit or chasm in a dungeon or a cave in which to throw another party member across. How do you work out how far they could throw them with equipment? How high would they need to arch the distance? How much damage a party member may take from this? Different rules, or whether they're willing participant or not? I'd love to hear your suggestions. Always keep up the great work. DM Gux.
See,
all right, dwarf tossing, DM Gux, tossing.
See, when it's over 18 percentile strength, we measure it in ballista shots. So, like 50 is 2 ballista shots, and it adds to the impact, you got on the other side, but he hit the cliff.
I honestly don't know what I would do in that situation. I mean, you're talking a human with 1850 throwing what? An elf? Maybe an elf ranger who might be traveling light, or maybe the dwarf cleric who's got full plate mail on and a mace and his holy symbol and a backpack full of crap. I mean, you would have to kind of take each instance.
Guys.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of that incident in session 9.
Did we?
Yes, because our weaponry MacGyver over there decided to try and throw a hobgoblin or a tool body.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
So I basically made him make a strength check and then made him make an attack roll. I forget how it turned out, but I don't think it turned out like how he wanted it to.
Yeah.
Was he like a puddle of goo on the other side?
No, it was just some kind of fumble. There was much slapstick happening. Then I started beating people with tables.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, but throwing another person over a chasm, I don't know how far you'd really let somebody throw somebody else. I mean, you're a grown adult or you're a kid, and you let Arnold Schwarzenegger a la Conan the Barbarian era throw you. You're not going to get much more than 10 feet, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say no more than 10 or 15, in my opinion, either.
And a 10-foot fall is a D6.
Yes.
So, you're taking a D6. They're taking D6 hit. Now, add the fact that the person you're throwing has equipment on, and I don't know. I wouldn't be like, there's a 25-foot chasm. Oh, I'm going to throw the dwarf. Okay, he doesn't even make it halfway. I mean, I don't know. For me, it would not be something. Yes, everybody have seen, Lord of the Rings. Everybody saw him toss the dwarf, but I don't know.
He only tossed him over a very short gap. It wasn't like they were trying to do a Wolverine and Colossus fastball special.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now,
Colossus,
I have experienced this in several flavors in mini games, both as a GM and as a player. We've come up with some creative solutions to adjust the numbers, basically. You can take some of the leaping and jumping rules from your Dungeoneers and your Wilderness Survival guides, and you can modify them with some of the factors that would be involved of having somebody actually assist you with your running long jump. Running long high jump is the rule that you would be looking at, and then or long jump or high jump. If it's actually to a lower platform, you can extend your distance a little bit and possibly make a tumbling check to not take damage on the landing or reduce the damage you take on landing, which is why people take tumbling. Yep. Then the other benefit would be, I would say, allow a person to add the bonuses of someone else's strength score, like your bonus to hit, to their numbers that they use for their jump check. If you're running along and they grab you in passing and accelerate you that extra little bit, if they've made the successful strength and or dex check, and this is a cooperative kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can also try it with a little bit. We did it a little bit more energetically once, doing a kind of a snap the whip thing, where we took about 5 characters in a line and tried to do a snap the whip acceleration to make a big distance where you could get enough people cooperating together. Our DM was allowing us to be a little bit more creative with that because he put us in a situation where you got this huge gap and we don't have any gear.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I had a thought, but yeah, using the charts in the Wilderness Survival Guide is that's actually a really good suggestion. As to his whole thing about the paladin killing Strahd with one thing, now my whole thing is, did they go to Ravenloft in the actual 2E setting, or was it just the old I6 module? Because if it was the setting, a Mace of Disruption would have nowhere near as much power in Ravenloft. So at least for me, there'd be no chance of Strahd being destroyed instantly with a Mace of Disruption. Because from what I've read of Ravenloft and covered it, it's just like, yeah, he's more or less almost a lesser deity now. Yeah, with the way they've redone Ravenloft. But that's
I would actually just have him destroy the body. Strahd becomes the vapor, the mist, and he gets sent back and shunted back to his coffin. And he's got to take days or weeks to come back. But I don't think I'd kill him.
Yeah, Ravenloft might have like a spring or a little bit of summer for about a week or two, and then the mist will reform him as an entity.
Well, not if he turns into mist and somebody has an e-cigarette and sucks real fast and sucks him into the e-cigarette.
Speaking of,
that would be his. What do they call it? Thing the liches have?
Oh, the phylactery.
That would be his phylactery.
Awesome. I like that idea. It actually works very well.
Hey. Now you know why my gnome carries a hookah.
aside from the fact that special brands of tobacco. But I think that's all of our emails for this time.
Okay, now I have one question.
Sure, yeah. Go.
I had a question that showed up, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion on how you'd handle it.
Okay.
You have a dual class. This happened at my game. We had Spectres doing a little touchy-feely. We had a little, touchy-feely Spectres, and somebody lost some levels. Now, I had a fighter mage get hit once by the Spectre.
Okay.
How do you handle the level loss?
The higher level is the one that gets drained.
And if they're both even?
Roll it.
Roll a d6.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's pretty much how I do it, because I've ran into that problem when I ran level drain as is.
I mean, the mage cleric
takes 2 life energy levels from the victim, so 1 from each class.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's right.
Ooh.
It's very simple.
Oh, I forgot that this does 2.
Yes, it does.
Oh man,
yes.
You guys got off easy. You guys listening to this? We're gonna discuss this next week. You guys got something by me. No one said nothing. All right.
Well, because they got it by you. Why would they say something?
I know.
All mistakes made by the DM will be treated as if no mistake has happened, especially if he doesn't know about it.
Okay. Slight alterations next session.
You need a rules lawyer on your table. I'm sorry. I believe that you lost 2 levels.
Oh, I have 2 of those, and they're hilarious when they fight.
Yeah, nothing.
All right, so slight change of plans for next session. I believe, what is that? Did I say 10, Githyanki? I meant 30. I'm sorry. There we go.
We're not vindictive or anything. No.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Anyway, you guys can send us emails at thacoshammer@gmail.com.
Or our number.
Our number is 405-806-0555.
There we go. And amidst my phone ringing off the hook for Facebook, we are going to go into Rule 0.
Am I the only one around here who gives a f*** about the rules?
Hey. Rules are, there ain't no rules.
Hey! Ladies! That was fun!
thank you for a very enjoyable day.
Rule 0.
Rule 0. Okay, combat with whips. We're not running out of ideas, are we? Anyway, yeah,
when a
you
goblin
gotta,
comes along.
you must whip it.
Yeah, I'm done for the night. Thank you, folks. Try the veal.
Stewie says we're doing combat with whips.
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 No, whips.
Will we be doing it a while?
While? You say while.
A while.
Anyway, so the whip is one of the more underused weapons, basically because it does crap for damage.
Yeah, it's like 1 to 2.
And the thing that people don't like about it is, yeah, you can entangle people, but you need a 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, but with the advent of combat and tactics, which codified the rules about doing other things aside from just trying to kill somebody with the weapon in your hand.
Right. Well, we're talking about plain vanilla 2E here, though.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we could, you got to understand, Brian, and all this stuff, we can always go, well, in this splat book or in this player's option or this, that we can always find a way around it, but I'm talking about like plain vanilla D&D.
Well, I get that, but I'm
not trying to slam you or anything. I'm just saying we got to go in there. We go in there realizing we can always find something to cover it.
Right. I get it, but I'm just saying is that, because the whip only does that amount of damage, aside from using the whip to swing, to do your Indiana Jones, get your Indiana Jones fetish going. See what I did there? But yeah. But aside from that, I mean, there are other things to do to your enemy to distract or to, disable or even just temporarily disable your opponent while your companions come up and beat the ever-loving snot out of him.
Right.
There's quite a number of things that you can do. I mean, you can always go for the pull trip if you're successful in doing that. You can always I'm going to go for the disarm. Yeah, you can also go for the grab. Just snatch an object out of somebody's hand, lips, mouth, whatever.
Right.
Not a disarm. It's a separate thing. Or a called shot. I'm going to go for his eyes and make him flinch and blink.
If it wasn't the tangle on a 20, I think the whip would be a lot more used.
More. And for me, house ruling, Glenn, that rule is the more proficient that you're with the weapon, I lower that number.
Okay, okay, fine. There we go. Proficiencies. If you use proficiencies. But okay.
I'm double specialized in a whip. I can take you down at a 16.
Remember, exotic weapons cost more slots.
Not always.
Yeah, that's considered an exotic weapon, I believe.
And it's not a 20. It's a normal attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
You make a normal attack roll with the weapon. You are choosing, I'm attacking to cause damage. I'm slashing with the whip. Or I'm attacking to do the entangle function. Whereupon, if you're successful, then you just make your normal opposed strength check versus dex or strength. Or you can even sacrifice that and go for the opposed roll for, instead of opposed roll, you can just make it a saving throw versus paralyzation to see if you succeed at a pull trip maneuver.
Right.
That's different than the disarm or different than the disarm or the grab. But again, that you're still rolling to attack not with a 20. It's just something that you attempt before you roll to hit. And you're attacking an AC of 0. It's a 20 if you're a first-level person grabbing a whip. If you're Indiana Jones grabbing a whip, it's different. It's easier.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, forgive me. I'm making a mountain out of a molehill out of this. So, continue.
No, it's just
don't mind me.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's just with the combat and tactics, they just finally got it down and they distilled it and codified it to where if you're trying to do a maneuver, see, that was one of the things I was a little concerned with, Glenn, actually, when you were making your dwarf character, because he has whip as one of his weapon proficiencies.
That's right.
And I'm like, in every session that you're in combat, I'm like, I'm wondering when he's going to pull this bad boy out and start trying these things. And I'm a little surprised it hasn't happened yet. But
Okay,
because I know his ways, he does not do this for combat. He uses it in the bedroom. He's a crazy little. No time. We always getting thrown out of taverns.
well, he's the lead mule skinner on the caravan. So to me, whip is kind of like part of the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's one of his tools of the trade.
Right.
Which doesn't mean I can't use it in battle or anything. I'm just saying.
No, I get it. I was just wondering because usually when see that's the whole thing. I'm coming at it because I've had to DM so many strange players and power gamers that I'm thinking, okay, what is he going to try and use this whip for in combat? Rather, it's just one of the trademarks and tools of the character that you made.
Gotcha.
You know, see, that's where I was like, when is he going to start using this whip? But anyway,
eventually.
Yeah, eventually, man. Whenever I'm for it. But I mean, if you run the whip by just the player's handbook rules, yeah, it's just not very practical to use in any combat situation. That was of course before Combat and Tactics came out, and I'm trying to remember the supplement which had the rules in it before that. I can't.
I think it was the Gladiator's Handbook.
Or yeah, something like that. And at least now you've got the things to do with that, and it works.
So has anybody in your memory done anything with it in your games? And
I've had one person just wanting to be just a Indiana Jones and plate mail, and he was trying to do all that. Of course, I didn't have these rules, so I had to make it to where it was difficult but not impossible. Right. And if he wanted to do a full trip, if he wanted to do a Complete Fighter's Handbook, that's where they came out of. That's got it. But if you want to do a pull trip or disarm or anything, I had to think of something off the fly. Then of course when I got in the second edition and I read the Fighter's Handbook, I'm like, yeah, this is good stuff. I like this because now players can do can do other things aside from just picking up their weapon and trying to kill their enemies with it.
Gotcha.
And of course on the other end of that spectrum you've got Full On, who's dancing on tables and picking up chairs WWE style and picking up bodies and things like that. Like I said,
if all else fails, just slam a chair on their head.
Yep.
Yeah,
get it on.
I had a player recently try to create the character that Full On and I toy with, talking about playing the Dart Master, but he had a whip in one hand and 3 darts in the other.
Okay.
And yeah, I wasn't letting that fly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trip them. Okay, they're down. Okay, they're prone. Okay, I'm attacking with my bonus and I'm throwing darts with the other hand. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah,
but I could go whip and Wand of Chromatic Orb.
Of course you could.
That would be awesome.
How about a whip of chromatic orbs?
Yeah.
Why not? Awesome. Why not? But
just a chromatic orb wand with a very interesting leather wrapping that just trails off really kind of long.
And it could be a touch attack too. You make the orb go down the long. You tangle them. You make the orb go down the length of the whip.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Since they're grappled, that'd be like an automatic hit. That'd be like a whipped magic missile.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Instead of having going back to that other show that we did about the color of magic, this is one of those interesting twists to a magic item. You could do it to magic items, not just spells.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, I think somebody's getting one of these in my next campaign advent session.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drink!
Yeah, drink. Take another drink.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Corey, you ever have any whippers in your go? Yeah,
no.
Whippersnappers?
No, I haven't, and that's really weird because I actually had my world's deity version of Lovatar.
Uh-huh.
They use a whip or a what's the other word for the whip with those
Scourge.
spikes? Scourge.
Out of 9 tails.
Yeah, and they never even used it. Like Yeah, I've never had anybody use a whip, and that angers me.
Well, a whip would be excellent for like two-handed fighting. If you could do like ambidextrous and get the slots in two-handed fighting, you have like a sword in one hand and a whip in the other, or a mace in one hand or a whip in the other. Something that'd be great for clerics.
Everybody's seen the rundown. You've seen dual whip wielding.
Yes.
But I'm thinking it'd be great for clerics because it's not a slicing weapon, but it could like supplement your mace or flail or hammer or whatever you have. You know. And just, you wrap it around their legs, yank them down, and then just like beat to the band. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
How about like a fighter wizard with a whip, and he could do shocking grasp with it, and that would be you could call yourself the Constrictor. I wear a blue and yellow outfit. Pretty epic. All right, sorry, superhero.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, he called the not so spectral hand.
Yeah.
You could make it a variant of your Staff of the Magi. Instead of doing the dagger conversion, it does a whip conversion. So you can sit there and go whippity whippity whip, staff, staff, staff.
Yep.
Nice.
See?
Yep. And if you go against Frost Giants, you turn them into Cool Whip. So. Anyway. Yeah, have fireballs or frost balls out of them. Yeah, there you go.
Always riding
with the character who has to call out a shot. Frost balls.
Sorry. Anyway.
Speaking of frost balls, let's go on.
Yes, let's.
Anyway, you guys got ideas for whips? Because I think we just tapped out.
Well, again, there's a number of things that you can do. Again, different uses. You can do all the Indiana Jones things and try to use them as a utility and tool in your adventuring out and about. You can do the combat things where it's about entangling, or still try to do the slice and dice and actually hurt someone somewhat with a whip. Your magic item whips can always have interesting effects and extra damage, whether they're imparting magical attacks or they're just adding to the damage they do. Like a Vorpal whip or a whip of sharpness. Hey, it could happen.
It could happen.
Now I know why we have full on this show. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And again, the other things as well, aside from the grappling and the grabbing and the tripping and the entangling and the tying up and stuff like that, you can still try to handle or mishandle animals and either anger or piss off your local druids and rangers, or just the standard combat things of I'm going to try to distract this guy by flashing at his eyes, and that's going to be something that would be a horrible thing to have to do a concentration spell check through or anything like that while you're trying to do spell casting.
That's true. And yeah, I see a fighter who kind of looks like George Takei with a whip. I almost hear full on in it. He wraps the legs down, trips him, goes up on top and go, oh my, I'll have to kill you.
Wow.
George, I love you, George.
Whip of silence used for backstab.
Ooh, I like that. It wraps right around the mouth. I like that.
Whoa.
Hey, the dreaded psionics. Can you use psionics through a whip?
No. It's just brain to. Yeah, it would be kind of cool, though.
If I have my whip made out of the tentacles of one of those creatures from the deepest, darkest depths of night below.
What are those? One of those things.
Aboleth.
Aboleth tentacle whip.
Nice.
Causes water breathing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Turns your flesh to water.
Involuntary water breathing.
Yeah.
Here's a name. Here's a name Corey will like. Whip of the Grell.
Yeah, I like that.
Shocking whips.
Or even, you could. That'd be too hard, but you could do it. I'd waste a wish on that. I want a whip. Hey, we captured this Iliathid. Cut them tentacles off. I got a wish to make. Attach them to the end of that whip. Get me here. All right.
Yep.
Yep. Iliathid whip. Oh.
Yeah.
Let me go get some more rum and drink about it.
Okay.
And we'll,
In the meantime, you can tell us all about your whip stories and what you do with a whip. I don't want to know, really, but you can tell us anyway at THACOshammer@gmail.com. Wow. And we shall move on to Magic Fingers.
The White Wizard approaches.
There's no such thing as magic.
You always were the better magician. You guys know that. But whatever your secret was, you have to agree. Mine is better.
Magic Fingers.
Magic Fingers, put another quarter in. Okay, we're doing Evard's Black Tentacles. Ready for that, Corey? Evard's Black Tentacles?
Oh, EVT, bring them. EBT, bring them.
The Whip of Evard's Black Tentacles. Hey.
Hey.
There you go. And that is a magic user spell, of course. Mm-hmm. And
Brian, would you like me to read it, or are we going to let Glenn read it?
Oh.
No, you go ahead.
You want me to read it? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Turns you all octopusy.
It does. This is one of my favorite spells, Ever's Black Tentacles, except for, Chromatic Orb, since I found that, episode 3 or I think we did. But Ever's Black Tentacles is Conjuration Summoning. Level 4.
4, yes.
Got a range of 30 yards. Verbal, somatic, and material components. Casting time's 1 round, though. So, yeah, you're not... This isn't a pop-on spell, coming around the corner and seeing a bunch of orcs. This is, guys, get in front of me for a little bit. I need some time to cast this.
Exactly.
But
this is a nice thing to load in a ring of spell storing and just go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you need to get away or you're dealing with multiple enemies.
Yeah.
But once that round is over, you got 1 hour per level that these things last, and they cover 30 square feet per level. So you're talking, what is that? Say a 6th level. Oh no, who can't 6th level cast 4th level? 7th level. 7th level, you're talking about 7 hours of 210 square feet.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Why don't you explain the basics to people who are going, what? What's this?
The spell creates many rubbery black tentacles in the area of effect. These waving members seem to spring forth.
Dude,
they wrote this right up.
I didn't say anything to risk our family rating. All I did was chuckle at an inopportune moment. That's all I did. I will repeat myself. These waving members seem to spring forth from the earth, floor, or whatever surface is underfoot, including water. Each tentacle is 10 foot long, AC 4, and requires as many points of damage to destroy as the level of the wizard who cast it.
Yep.
There are D4 such tentacles, plus 1 per experience level of the spellcaster. So you essentially make a carpet or wall or whatever.
Or ceiling.
Of earth, floor, water, whatever, of tentacles.
Yep.
Any creature within the range of the writhing tentacles is subject to an attack as determined by the DM. The target of the tentacle attack must roll a saving throw versus spell. If the target succeeds, the subject suffers D4 points of damage from contact with the tentacle, and then the tentacle is destroyed. Failure to make that save indicates you get 2d4. The ebon member is wrapped around its subject, and the damage will be 3d4 on the second and all succeeding rounds. Since these tentacles have no intelligence to guide them, there is a possibility that they will entwine any object, a tree, post, pillar, even the wizard himself who cast, or continue to squeeze a dead opponent. A grasping hold established by a tentacle remains until the tentacle is destroyed by some form of attack, or until it disappears at the end of the spell's duration.
I got an image of all these members. He said members. Can you attach them to yourself?
No.
No, they need to be underfoot, so it's got to be something you can walk on.
Damn, because
Is
I had
somebody
this
standing on you.
Well, I had this image of a caster casting it on himself and then walking along like Dr. Octopus.
Huh.
No. I could see it, but not with this.
I could see it. Well, they could put it in a belt. It could be like an artifact or a magic item.
An artifact I could see. That would be very interesting, actually.
I would do a magic item if he still couldn't control them, but then he runs the risk of them just turning around and grabbing him. So
there's a percentage chance.
That's a real Wile E. Coyote thought right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. My God. Imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine someone making a permanent magic item rug of tentacles.
Yeah,
It'll be at a fixed amount because that's the level of the caster who made the particular item, and it's reusable over a certain number of times per day or a certain number of interval between uses, where you could just throw the rug down and say, come on, everybody, hop on the rug. We're going to fly.
Well, there was a certain film, D&D movie, that used that for like rug of quicksand, if you remember that.
Yep.
And killed the most unappealing character in the film, which was really good. But you could probably do a Black Tentacles variation on that,
Glenn?
like Falon was saying. Yes.
Glenn, which one? Yeah. There were a couple of unappealing characters in that movie.
There was a Wayans in there that was dubbed the Jar Jar of that movie.
I know who it was. I was making.
I thought all the Wayans were the Jar Jars of their movies.
Not Damon. Damon's actually good. The rest.
Who? Damon?
Yeah, Damon's actually
Damon's
Damon and Keenan.
I would like to draw your attention to the movie that Damon made with Adam Sandler.
Oh, what's the name of that?
You'll Always Be My Bodyguard. That. All right, but anyways, yeah, that movie was terrible, and that rug, it is somewhat like you could make a rug of tentacles. That would be awesome. Yeah. Everett's rug.
I thought that, I've been thinking back on that movie. It's like, it was pretty horrible in a fun, horrible way, but at the same time, there's a couple things I could steal out of it.
Yeah, I would call it Evard's Tentacular Throw.
Oh!
You know what I call
like
it?
That.
I'd call it Everett's Welcome Mat.
And then you have a spell to specifically counter it, calling it Tentacular Fortitude.
Oh.
What I am disappointed, though, is they took the time to give too much information, I think.
How so?
They give an area of effect.
Yeah.
And then they limit it by saying there's 1d4 tentacles plus 1 per level of the caster. And that's
I agree. And
I think it should either be one or the other, not trying to make both of them be in the description at the same time. Make it an area of effect like the Entangle spell is, or make it a set number that just grows as the caster gets better.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And can have an area of effect that operate within this zone or reach or whatever.
Yeah. I essentially say there's D4 tentacles plus level of the caster per level range increment of the spell.
Or even just do 1d4 plus 1 per level, which would make, in the area of effect, would actually make with a 7th level caster.
Yeah, because
it could be up to like 35 tentacles in the area of effect.
Yeah, because the minimum would be for level 7 would be 8 tentacles in a 210-foot area. That's not that impressive.
No,
you know?
Again, a 210-foot area isn't all that much.
Square foot, yeah.
That square foot area is not much at all.
Yeah, but it's definitely not that. It's more than 8 tentacles should be able to, block or cover. Yeah, in my opinion.
Right.
And not only, actually, considering how few tentacles in the spell font, I'd almost, I would agree that they're not enough because, 210 feet, even in the scale of combat rounds.
That's a 20 by 10 floor space. That's it.
What is it?
That's like a 20 by 10 floor space. That's it.
Yep.
10 by 10 is 100 square feet.
No, Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Well, thinking about the range and the area of effect, this is one of those spells that is just almost made for traps.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yes. Take your standard pit trap, that's not very deep. Throw one of those spells down there with a trigger. Oh, boy.
That takes care of the living.
Yep. And the dead don't have to worry about it.
And the fact that if the wizard's level 7, each one of those tentacles only has 7 hit points of damage, or 7 hit points, it's kind of, I don't know.
Kind of weenie.
But then again, we're talking about 4th level, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those spells that actually, it's the quote-unquote improved Entangle spell because it actually inflicts damage rather than just holding somebody in place. It holds them in place and it inflicts damage on them. So
yeah,
that's
but
just
for a
the next
4th level spell, I'd want more.
Of course you would.
What?
Exactly.
His middle name is I Want More.
But
this is full on bang for buck gamer.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, if it was something interesting like the area of effect is the footprint that it could reach to,
Yeah.
so that okay.
Oh, so it's
instead of square feet per level, it's like 30 feet per level. It goes into a place, blap. That's the rooted place of where the spell is, and the tentacles from there reach like octopus tentacles can out and touch someone and pull them back to that central location.
So here's my question, Glenn. I'm starting to think like you were talking about. What if you go into a room?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wonder if that would work. Dude, you could like cast it on a rug.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a contingency spell.
Right. And then use invisibility.
Okay.
Then run up and grab the freaking rug and put it over your back and just run down the hallway.
Whoa.
Oh, just to make it like, wow. Wow.
That'd be kind of creepy, seeing 8 tentacles coming at you on a square.
Run with it put it in front of you and run.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
It's either that or, the wizard like crawls under the rug and then, or either that or casts it on the rug and then crawls under it and hides.
Oh, God.
This could be a very effective spell used at sea because it's just square footage. It's not squared off areas of square footage. So if you cast this for all those guys who want to go swashbucklering their way, up into the rigging and the masts of a ship.
Oh, yeah.
You could run that down the entire spar that the sail hangs from.
Yeah.
I would have a wizard create those rugs with a trigger and then put them in like a glass case on the deck in case of sea serpent, break glass and throw rug.
Yeah. As soon as it hits water, it activates.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or hits something.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it's Everett's unwelcome mat. He just puts it out front. Contingency of somebody stepping on the rug.
And it says go away on it.
Yeah.
Of course. Or if you really want to be perverted, welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to your death. Yeah.
Exactly.
Everett's Black Tentacles. You guys, it sounds like you've used this before, Corey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Oh, yeah. We used to put it on the trapdoors in Wizards, like as you're crawling up the stairway that you have to lift up the trapdoor to get up to the next floor.
Right.
You'd have to cast it with a contingency on it, but then then detach it from the hinges and then reverse it so it was hanging upside down.
Ooh.
The moment the first person on the ladder or stairway touched that trapdoor was the contingency.
Whoa.
And the tentacles came and snatched him.
Yeah.
That's evil. That's evil.
Okay. It's just anything a smart. Hey, this is a reason why mages have high intelligences. Not just so
they put up their high
magic.
towers.
Mm-hmm.
They put up their high towers and they put Everett's Black Tentacles on the walls around the windows of their high towers for the thieves who are spider climbing up their towers.
Yep.
It's now underfoot.
Yep. As soon as the area's touched, contingency goes off, and that thief has a problem.
Oh, I'd carry my bat tentacle spray in my utility belt then.
Yeah, whatever you say, Mr. Wayne.
Hey, if he can have a bat shark repellent.
We need more bats with tentacles.
Bats with tentacles? Oh, God.
Oh, my God, I want to draw that right now.
Yes, this is our full on for sure.
We're getting into Lovecraft territory now.
Yes,
Should we call them baticles?
Baticles.
Tats.
Wow.
Baticles.
Octobats.
So isn't that a band? The
That's
Aquabats?
the Aquabat.
I was attacked by a swarm of tats.
Oh, tentacle bats.
I warned you not to go to the strip club.
Are those treants? Nope, they're tentats.
Oh, wow.
Let's get a mage who does a little genetic.
That would be treant variant Weeping Willow.
Let's do a little wizard genetic experiment here, and takes a displacer beast and combines it with Edward's black tentacles.
It's already got 2 tentacles to start. Now it's got like.
That's right.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
if you're on a shoestring budget and you couldn't go out to any oceans nearby and you couldn't get any friggin' tentacles of squids or octopus, and I was searching for material components in our last adventure here in the deserts of the Honor Rock, and I've got displacer beast tentacles. I'll try casting the spell with those. Let's see what happens. I would break out the friggin' spell misability table, the potion misability table, variant it into a alternate component use, and see what happens.
Everybody stay to the right wall, because on the left side of the room I casted Everett's black tentacles, but I used a displacer beast. You go first, fighter. Why are you flying up in the air?
Okay, I had a mage who actually drank 2 potions within 1 round of each other, and the DM thought he was going to bone me, figuratively, of course, and made a roll on that missability table. Gave the mage an 18 double-aught strength. Yes, it does. Little 5 foot 81 pound elven mage walking around, being able to knock people out.
But Brian, what you should have done was like rip your shirt off and puff your chest up and just go power up. Welcome to your doom.
Now you went to Altered Beast. Okay.
So we have Everett's black displacer beast tentacles, which are never in this place you think they're going to be.
Now we're going past Lovecraft into Legend of the Overfiend territory. Careful.
Pretty much. Anyway, you guys. That's all right. Tell us all about it, folks, at thacoshammer@gmail.com. And now, while Corey is slurping, we're going to be loaded for bear.
What the hell's wrong with you? Put your gear on. I said put your gear on.
I'd like to keep this handy. Close encounters.
I heard that.
What do you do, sleep with that thing on your pillow?
I would if I slept.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Loaded for bear.
Loaded for bear.
I'm loaded.
Oh, you certainly are. This is one of the more interesting magic items called Gloves of the Octopus. That would be on the. It's easier to find in the Encyclopedia Magica, page 544 in the second volume, because this was originally written for the Polyhedron, number 58, if you're playing along at home. And these dark gloves function only when worn. When commanded, the fingers, not the thumbs, grow into 10-foot-long tentacles. They can grab objects, open doors, attack, and entangle opponents. Each finger has a strength of 1850, and each attack by a finger causes 1d6 points of damage. An attack roll must be made for each finger. When commanded to entangle, the victim must make a saving throw versus death magic to avoid being held. The saving throw is modified by -1 for each finger involved. And the gloves are armor class 8. They cannot employ magical items when wearing the gloves. And damaged fingers regenerate at the rate of 1 hit point per week. When all the fingers of the glove are cut off, the glove becomes non-magical. Damaging the fingers does not cause damage to the wearer. When using the gloves, wearer cannot cast spells or use magical items that require concentration. So we just one-upped Everett's black tentacles in magic item form.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I could see all kinds. I could see like oh god, what's the name of that damn deity for the Kuatoa? Yes, that one. Yes, that's the one. I could see a high priest of that deity having these.
Or my Lord Cthulhu.
Yes, yeah, because we are right there with Lovecraft at this point. I mean, like,
I had the glove
played Cthulhu.
I had the glove of Davy Jones, only the pinky turns into a tentacle. Are you afraid of death? Anyway, what's that? Call of Cthulhu?
Yeah, I was going to say, you played Cthulhu.
In fact, in my D20 days, when I had their version of Call of Cthulhu, I would have, if I had a chance, I would have plunked that right smack dab in the middle of that.
Absolutely.
Well, you see, for the half-ogre,
drink.
they're gloves of the octopus, but for my gnome, he wears them as a codpiece.
And back into Overfiend territory we go. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, this is one of those magic items that it's awesome when the DM's using it for the big bad, just to, to give the players a something they've never seen look. But if the players confiscate this from the big bad, the DM's going to have some headaches, because 1d6 damage with more or less 8 attacks around with it. Yeah.
I don't know. You think Illithids with gloves of the octopus is kind of overkill?
They would be able to entangle their foes, so they could get close and eat their brains.
Well, not for full on anyway. I mean, just normally.
Yeah.
They'd also have the Cthulhu knit hat of the octopus and do the same thing.
Oh, there you go.
Instead of having their Illithid weapon systems with they have a little hat thing they put on, which is like a tentacle extension, and this would be the same type of thing for them.
I put that on in Yogi, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Priestess of Leviatar dual-wielding whips while wearing her gloves of the octopus.
Oh, man.
There's an experience I wouldn't want to go through. That's for sure.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Leave you with a smile on your face, anyway.
No.
Yeah.
We're talking Leviatar. It's not going to be fun unless you swing that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
It's not a magic item and it's not spellcasting. It's just a weapon.
It is a weapon. It didn't say anything about not being able to wield weapons. In fact, if you extend those fingers out, get them to each wrap around a weapon.
Actually, it says here the elongated hand can wield weapons normally.
That's right. You get like 5 fingers wrap around 5 maces. Oh boy.
Yeah, I could see that. And then, of course, I could see some guy, but don't I get the damage bonus? It is 1850. So,
Cat of 9 tails.
Cat of 8.
So they're not doing a little bit of damage.
No, they're not.
So I have to tell you guys that because I know you're going to ask Glenn, have any of us used these? And I got to tell you about
I don't have to, no.
Hogarth. Yeah. Hogarth the Hook Thumb is what he was called. Let me ask, Brian.
Yes.
Cleric spell, Flame Strike.
Yes.
Is it Flame Strike? What do you do with your hands for Flame Strike?
We mean, what do you do with your hands?
You're talking about it's not the fan with your finger with your thumb.
Yeah.
No, that's burning hands.
Yeah, burning hands. Sorry, the burning hand spell. I had a character, Hogarth, who wore these gloves, who literally would use them, extend the fingers, grab people, drag them to him, turn the gloves off, and then cast burning hands.
That's actually funny.
Yeah.
Wow. And he was just doing it just in for style, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because he could probably dispatch his foe a lot quicker just using
of course
as is. But yeah,
teach each finger to draw a bow or a crossbow. I got 5 crossbows lying here.
Even better, you could have there are 4 tentacles on each hand. The middle fingers and the ring fingers of each hand could wield shields, making you your own turtle shell, while the other fingers could actually wield weapons outside of those shields.
Wow,
that's right.
Just call me the tank.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, the possibilities just aside from the listed abilities of the gloves, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
I would add another 4,000 XP for every touch-based spell or thing like Burning Hands that were incorporated into the construction of this as a unique magic item.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a wiener. I like that. But then again, you're generous. But
yeah, I'm just not gonna go with the joke I was thinking.
Oh,
but never.
Promise.
Yeah,
this thing appeared in a Polyhedron newszine. I'm betting that this showed up as the possession of a big bad in an adventure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
I would assume.
Yeah, everything about this magic item screams, yeah, give this to the big bad.
Yep.
Let the party try to deal with this. Yeah.
Well, sure, he can fight off two meleeers at once.
Yeah, easily.
And make sure it's deactivated by the time they get to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those where, yeah, you better have 9 people because, yeah, up to 8 can be entrapped.
Yep.
Yeah, just make sure that, yeah, you've got 9 people. Because, yeah, 8's going to be disabled, yeah.
Yep. Oh, my God. This thing is bad news, folks. But there's a great villain weapon right there.
I dress in all black with a big white spider on my chest, and I'd use just the index fingers and be like, Venom. I'd be like Venom.
Oh, God, yeah.
I would go around in a big black robe with 2 red hands on either side. So
there you go.
Manos, look at my black tentacles.
I could say something, but I won't. Let's move on, please.
Okay,
well, the master wouldn't like you to say anything. Let us move on. Think about it and tell us about it at THACOSammer@gmail.com. And finally, we get into the snipe hunt.
Two fools who laugh at death. Do you know what horrors lie beyond that wall?
No.
Then you go first.
This world's divided into 2 kinds of people, the hunter and the hunted. And luckily, I'm a hunter. Nothing can ever change that.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'll swallow your soul!
Come get some.
Time for a snipe. Snipe hunt. The Ropers. Roper. The Roper.
Mr. Roper.
Mr. or Mrs.?
I don't think these things have genders.
Okay. No. Mr. Roper used to be my landlord.
They can, but then your adventure just became very blue.
Walking that line.
Fortunately, these are the critters that Matt stuck on the ceiling for us.
Oh,
and they can go on. Wow. We ran into Ropers a while back in one of the dungeons, and he put them on the ceiling.
Wow,
that's a smart Roper.
It's like screw your grill, Corey. These things were bad news.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. I mean, there was a time where if there was an underground dungeon to be explored, you were going to run into one of these. Yeah, it was just one of those monsters I leaned on, kind of like with trolls. Same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because these things are tough. These things are hard to deal with, and your day can get really, really bad. Yeah.
The hit dice is 10 to 12.
10 to 12, yes.
Yes, mm-hmm. And the THACO can go from 10 to 12.
11 to 9.
Yeah.
11 to 9. Yeah.
For the hit dice of 10 to 12.
And they do a strength drain on you if they grab you.
Yes, that. Not only between that and being bitten by a Roper, your day is going to be really bad.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. 4d5 damage or 5d4 damage.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically, the way they do this is that they use their pseudopods or their strands, and they try to attack a victim. And the victim has to save versus strength, or save versus poison, or lose half of its strength score. That's hard.
Yeah.
These are the things that I would use as alternate material components for that Ever's Black Tentacles change up.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That sounds
good.
Dude. And the strength
draining with the snap out extender reach function.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like that.
Even better, how about we go further back to this show, and we'll make a magic item, the Whip of the Roper, that does the damage saving through versus poison and lose half the strength while entrapped in the whip.
Yep. For sure.
Very nice.
Yeah. Right. Really makes the entangle and the opposed strength check function of the whip much more amenable for use.
Yep.
Exactly. So if the victim can't break free of the Roper strands, it gets pulled to the mouth where it's bitten for 5d4 damage. It's automatic. It's an automatic hit if the victim's held by a strand. Of course, you have to make a. Let's see. You could be pulled off or broken, who makes a successful open doors roll. Good luck with that, considering your strength is going to be cut in half.
Yep.
and the strand can be cut. The armor class is 0, like the rest of the roper, and must take at least 6 points of damage from a single hit from an edge weapon to be sent.
Think of this. Its gizzard, if you can kill it, its gizzard is, you got a really good chance of getting some platinum or gems.
Yes.
Because it can't digest those.
Yeah, they can't pass them.
Plus the roper glue and the digestive acids are prized by wizards for spell components.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, this thing loves eating humans and demi-humans, so anybody down adventuring underground, this thing wants to eat you.
Yes.
And if you're working on magic items or spells involved in protection sides of things, lightning, you get ropers are unaffected by them, half damage from cold, so they're a useful material component for your protection spells if needed.
Right.
But the thing is that they are not so much immune to fire. They have a -4 save penalty. So if you're going, this is where fireball works very, very well against a roper.
That's right. Or some acid.
But Glenn, now I understand why Matt, even though he's an evil SOB, why he had them on the ceiling. Ropers have exceptional intelligence, 15 or 16. So I could see that happening.
He will play smart monsters smart.
Yep.
And the fact that you can do 1 to 3 of these things on the ceiling, you got 3 in an area, and that's what 8 tentacles per. No.
And the area that they can affect is huge. 1d4 plus 1 times 10 feet.
Yeah,
per extending tentacle with 750 pounds of lifting capacity.
Yep. This is why you only find 1 to 3 time. I'm assuming they're territorial then.
Yeah, I'd say so, because usually anything that journeys into their area doesn't live to see leave the next day. Another thing is that
they will paralyze when you catch you. So
yep. And
you know what I do with this thing?
Go ahead.
Put it in a room. 1d4 times 10. That's up to 40 feet.
Yep.
Have the tentacles laying down the hallway leading to the room, so the players walk by them.
Okay.
Nice.
So after they're already in the room, they're already in hug range, and the tentacle tips are already behind them 40 feet down the hall. All he does is just retract his arms back down the hall towards them. Everybody's already... Oh, that's gross.
And if that isn't good enough for you, DMs, they have a variant called the Storoper. A stone version of the roper. Yep. Stroper, that sounds... I almost said stroker.
Which would be in line with this show, but go ahead.
True. I mean, they look like a statue of a roper.
Yes. Yeah.
And the tentacles are always extended at least 20 feet and can shoot to 50 feet to attack prey.
Mm-hmm.
Can attack with all at the same time. Yep. Twice per day they can inject inject venom through their victims to paralyze them.
Mm-hmm.
Then, the venom lasts 10 turns.
Okay.
And they have 6 hit dice and got a better AC.
Well,
hey, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just had an idea. You have a 20-foot wide chasm with the sort of bridge of Khazad-dûm.
Okay.
But the bridge of Khazad-dûm has 2 stone-like handrails going from one pillar on one side to one pillar on the other.
Yep.
So the players start using the handrails, holding onto the tentacles from 2 ropers on opposite sides of the chasm that have grasped hand. Oh my God.
And go ahead.
I know, but my point is, wait till they get to the middle of the freaking bridge and then let go of their hands.
Yep.
One way or another, you're fighting the Storoper.
Yep.
2 extremely nasty applications of the roper or Storoper's use in combat by a nasty DM can be, not only do they like to put them on ceilings, they like to put them on ceilings on the other side of chasms or directly over chasms so they can hit both sides.
Yep.
And that means that anybody that they happen to snag and pull is now dangling over a however in the hell many feet deep bottomless chasm full of spiked rocks at the bottom you want to make it.
Right.
And if you happen to cut the tentacle or kill the Storoper, they fall.
Yeah.
Also leading into situations where you have people wanting to do the snap the whip flinging of other party members and characters to snag somebody safely out of the grip of the roper or get to the other side and join them in combat since they've been snatched across the chasm that nobody thought they would need to be crossing.
Oh,
wow. Well, there's also two effects of the Stow Roper we overlooked.
What's that?
The first one is that not only do they get paralyzed by the poison if they fail their saving throw, then the victim fights to aid the Stow Roper.
What, mind control?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't see that in there.
Yes.
Oh, it's in there.
It's in there. So, so it's not only you get paralyzed, now the Roper's your best friend. Why are these other people trying to kill my best friend? I must help him. And
the
then
next upgrade for these things, the Handmaidens of Loth.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's the next tier.
I don't doubt it. And then Stow Roper Stone Exteriors.
I just had a flashback to the Futurama episode Beast of a Thousand Backs. I'm just seeing a Stow Roper with like boredom, and he has two enthralled player characters, and there's a tentacle attached to each of their backs, and he's going, "How are you today?" "I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?" "We love Mr. Roper." I gotta draw it. That's pretty funny.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. And there's also one other thing, which is a little thing. Opponents suffer a -2 to their surprise when faced by a Roper because
you're kidding.
They can change their color slightly to blend into backgrounds.
Oh man, not fair.
Hey, like I said, there was a reason why I fell back on these things.
Yeah, they're built for their environment.
For sure.
And that's the Roper, folks. Page 304 in the Monstrous Manual.
Yep.
Is that the end of the Splat book?
That's the end of the Splat book. Yep.
All right.
Oh, it's not. Now we're going to have an adventure where we go off questing to sell juvenile Ropers to storm giant females.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. While we're going down that dusty...
Plain brown wrappers.
Baker, that's Steel and Saber dies. Plain brown wrappers. Say goodnight, Corey.
Folks, shape it up. Get straight. Go forward, move ahead. Try to detect it. It is not too late to whip it. Whip it good.
He whips it out anyway.
I'll drink to that. Rum.
Brian?
I can't follow that. Good night, folks.
How about you? Can you follow that full on?
Yes.
Say goodnight.
Gamer Nation, good night. We'll see you again soon.
And
that's right.
There's someone who is dying of alcohol poisoning.
With a Roper.
Awesome.
Doing something we shouldn't really talk about with the gloves of the octopus. Anyway, let me say I'm DM Glenn, and I'll catch you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye-bye. Absolutely. Oh, another drink. There we go.
Yes. I'll drink that.
What are you drinking?
You are terrible.
What?
I actually, what's pretty funny, it's the Kraken.
Yeah.
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at thacoshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at thacoshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the second edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.